Hello, warriors. Welcome to the U Movement. I am B. And I gotta say, it feels like about 300 days have passed, or 300 years even, since the last time I did a video, which was only actually 5 days ago. But the amount of stuff and shifts and changes and breakthroughs and breakdowns and breakthroughs again and new awarenesses, like quantum leaping through. And that's the thing with spiritual awakenings is at times you're in the void and absolutely nothing is happening, and then you go through other phases where everything is happening. I wanted to talk a little bit today about some of the challenges that you face on an awakening path, because there are a lot of trials and tribulations, tests and things to overcome. And if I look back, and I have done multiple times, and what I did was for my own reference, because I was kind of like, there's so much change that happens so quickly, it's hard to kind of keep up. So I made in a journal entry that I put on my wall to remind me when there's moments of I'm not getting anywhere, nothing's getting any better, of all the things that I've overcome. And I did one column of things in the emotional realm, things in the physical realm, things in the mental realm, and things in the spiritual realm. And then I did a fifth column actually of things in my 3D realm, because when one area of your life is shifting and changing, it affects all the others. And so, you know, I would have a death in my 3D realm, which would trigger certain emotions, which would trigger certain thought patterns about myself, which would, you know, they're all interconnected. And so when you're overcoming all of these things that keep coming at you, you keep getting hit over and over and over again. And sometimes you're getting hit on the inside with memories surfacing, and it's not just this life, but past life memories that come up, and a whole bunch of trauma surfacing and overcome with emotions. Or maybe you're getting hit by the outside and you're experiencing all these challenges that it's just like one after another, and you're like, what, this is just crazy. Because, you know, a lot of people on a spiritual awakening experience job loss, relationship breakdown, mass exodus of friends and being isolated, and then, you know, losing your house, or financial instability because you're all over the place, and it's hard to manage certain things, as well as there's stuff happening on the spiritual level that is like all kinds of like cuckoo. And then on the physical, you're getting hit equally as hard, because your body starts, as things are being pushed out, your body starts expressing things through latent diseases that were waiting around to express itself at some later time. Everything is speeded up. So the energy is pushing everything out. So I had diabetes, fibromyalgia, manic depressive disorder, like memory loss, like lists go on and on, sleep apnea. Like, I have a very long list of all the physical symptoms that I have cured in the last 5 years, and all the emotional things that have come up and that I have shifted and changed it, and all the mental things. So there's so many trials, there's so many things. And then your 3D world, it feels, and I call it the fuckeries, because it feels like if everything is going to start to go against you, it's going to go against you. You know, you're driving, your car breaks down, you have a flat tire, you get pulled over by the police, your wife leaves you, your cat dies or gets sick, you know, like, I mean, it's your oven breaks, so it's just like, what is happening? It just feels like you're getting pummeled, and that's what's been happening for me this last year. It's just crazy. It's just crazy that I'm still standing, although sometimes I'm not still standing. Sometimes I'm handling it by lying in the grass and grounding, because that's all you can do. because the lessons that are coming in are to teach you aren't in control. You're not in control of anything. And the faster you can learn to let go of control, and listen, I struggled with that one because I wanted to micromanage the universe, because anybody who has complex post-traumatic stress disorder wants to keep everything tightly in control so that they feel safe. And when things are out of control, it doesn't feel safe. So you have to learn to surrender, to let go. And this is really hard, this process of letting go and surrender. And I've been hit over and over and over again until it's like getting smacked in the head with a frying pan until you get the message. You have to let go. You have to let go. You have to accept things as they are and let go. And I resisted that. And unfortunately, what you resist persists. You know, I resisted seeing the type of marriage that I was in, and ended up being in it for over a decade that was very abusive, because I was like, I can fix it, I can fix it, I can fix it. And so if you have this fix-it mentality, this I can make it better, that I can save it, I can save them, I can save this, I can make this better or that better, you know, I looked at myself a little bit like MacGyver, that I was just going to piece things together in ways to make everything better in the world. And the problem that you face, and what spirit will come in and teach you through very difficult situations, is that everything isn't in your control. In fact, very little is in control. What is in control is your body. That's what you can control. What can you save? Yourself. What can you do? One action step a day for you. You can't save other people. And that has been a really hard lesson for me, because it's one thing to look at the trials and the tribulations that were within my control. For example, diabetes. You know, when I got diagnosed with diabetes, I'm like, well, I can do something about this. I can fix this. I can alter my diet. I can do the exercise. I can lose the weight. I can fix this. But when what's happening is in your life, you're observing somebody else going through something, whatever it is, you know, their own traumas or their own dysfunctions or their own addictions or their own decision makings that are, you know, and you can see better ways for them to handle it, but you can't save them. You can't. As the expression goes, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. Well, you know, I in my strong will and stubbornness was dragging horses to water, and horses don't want to be dragged to water. So I've been learning a lot of lessons as of late in regards to control and letting go of control, and accepting of the fact that I can't control. I cannot control what other people do. As much as I want to help them, and as much as I want to save them, as much as I want to fix them, I can't control other people. I also can't take ownership or responsibility, and because I didn't cause it. So when you understand and accept that I didn't cause this, it therefore alleviates your responsibility to fix it. Other people's traumas and other people's issues are their responsibility to fix. If they want help, you know, certainly they can ask for help. But if they don't want help, then what ends up happening is if you have a programming like I did as an empath, a programming from a childhood that says that I'm responsible for other people's emotions, because when you're raised with a self-absorbed parent or a narcissistic parent, you become programmed to be responsible. You think you're responsible for everybody else, and then you become a people pleaser, and you go around trying to make everybody else happy and satisfied and at peace, hoping that that will give you some peace, instead of understanding that you're entitled to your own peace. And if what's happening outside of you isn't giving you peace, then you need to create boundaries and create your own peace. Because, as I said, the only thing you can control and the only causation that you have responsibility over is what you've done to your body, what you've done to your emotional centers, what you allow emotionally, what you think, and trying to control the brain and the mind. Wow. You know, that one's been a super hard lesson on this awakening path for me, is mastering the art of controlling the thoughts, because your mind is just run amok on a spiritual awakening process. It feels like you got monkeys up there that are just, or, you know, some people look at it as like spiritual warfare happening, where you've got so much intrusive thoughts coming in, and you are responsible for reprogramming those, not listening to those. They are not you. They are not the truth. If you're being, you know, told that you're stupid, or that you're not good enough, or you're not worthy, those are not real thoughts. Those are not beneficial. It's like there's a ghost in the machine, and the ghost in the machine is telling you a whole bunch of nonsense. And so we have to learn. I've had to learn to quiet the mind, and I am responsible for my mind. I can't be responsible for other people's minds, but I am responsible for my own mind. So using affirmations, I have them all over my wall again, as well as I recently reread The Untethered Soul by Michael Singer, and I highly recommend that book to really help you if you're like, the mind is going like a miles a minute. And the third C, and these are from Al-Anon as a tool. The third C is I cannot cure it. So first C being I cannot control it. Second C, I did not cause it. Third C being I cannot cure it. So understanding, and this kind of aligns with the law of the angels. So I pray to the angelic kingdom a lot, and the law of the angels is they're not allowed to interfere. Under no circumstances are they allowed to interfere unless you ask for help. You have to ask for help. And you see, I didn't get this memo because I've spent my life trying to help people that didn't want my help, and that would aggravate them and annoy them, and then I, wonder why, because I was like, but I'm just trying to help. But if you're trying to cure somebody else's something that doesn't want to be cured, you're not helping. You're enabling. You're interfering. You're robbing them of the opportunity to learn their own difficult life lessons. And it's so much harder when the issues are outside of you than when the issues are inside of you. Because when the issues are inside of you, you have control. It's your body. You have control. When the issues are in somebody else's body, emotions, and mind, you have no control. You have no causation, and you have no cure unless they ask. And so what do you do when they don't ask? Is you step way back and you create bigger boundaries for yourself. Because if it's causing you dis-ease, if it's causing you stress, if it's causing you to be emotionally unbalanced, again, what you have control over is you. So these are the lessons that I've been facing as of late, and it's come with mixed feelings of, you don't want to let go of people you care about, but you have to. Eventually, it's like these energetic cords that people have, is you need to cut cords, and that doesn't mean sending somebody off meanly or like, I hate you or I never want to see you again. Maybe that's the case with some situations, but in a lot of situations you may love these people and have a lot of compassion for these people and want the best for these people, but you still need to cut energetic cords so that they can learn their life lesson themselves. Because if like two people are climbing a mountain and one falls and you got dead weight and you're trying to climb the mountain and they're swinging and not, eventually you have no choice for your own survival to cut cords. So energetically, that's been the energy that I am in, and a lot of other people that I know on the spiritual awakening path in this collective are currently facing with as well, is seeing certain people in their lives, friends or family members that they love dearly, they so much want to support, but because you're going through an awakening, one is ascending and the other one becomes and so you have to step back and wait and let them figure it out for themselves. And man, that's tough. That is tough. So if you are facing this particular trial right now, you have my utmost empathy, and it's difficult. It's difficult. It's difficult to let people go when you know that they're hurting themselves. It really is, or that they have hurt themselves and there's nothing you can do about it. There's nothing you can do. This is an incredibly important lesson, I think, for people like me who, more and more I'm realizing my levels, my degrees of being an empath. And so I haven't really done a video on being an empath, but I have written about it recently. And for me, I'm a physical empath, or what's called a medical empath, as well as an emotional empath, as well as an intuitive empath. There's lots of different types of empaths. There's empaths that resonate with energy in the ground. I think that's called a geomancy empath. And they can feel like hot spots, and they can like, oh, this is a sacred place here. And I'm not really that so much, although I have been called to places on the earth and thought like, wow, this is magnificent. Like when I was in Portugal, I went to Fatima, and that was like, woo, high vibe for sure. There's animal empaths, and yes, I communicate with my animals. I know exactly what they want all the time. Those people are, brought into work with animals and have animals and things like that. There's also clairvoyant empaths who can just know how another person is doing and things like that, using a certain degree of telepathy. And a lot of people, telepathy is a hot topic right now, because a lot of people are starting to hear and pick up on other people's energies, because the division between people is thinning. That veil of separateness is thinning, and in so doing, we're sensing other people's stuff even more. And so when those other people are in an energy of still old thinking and old behaviors, and maybe they're drinking or doing drugs or bad eating or bad behavior, and you're trying to like heal and this, that, and the other, that is why you energetically need to like clear and cut cords, because it can be quite detrimental to you if you are an empath as highly sensitive as I am, because as a physical empath, or what's a medical empath, if somebody has conditions that they're not taking care of, I feel them. I experience in them. Like, it's not like, oh, I'm sensing you have a sore knee. It's like, ow, my knee is really sore. Okay, what's happening with your knee? You know, so I've worked with clients before that, you know, I had one client years back that had cancer of the spine, and I had to make sure I booked her last in the day because I couldn't do any clients after her, because my spine would be so tight and in so much pain after working with her. I had to come home and immediately get into a cleansing salt bath to clear the energies. And so that's why as we create healthier boundaries and protections and shieldings and clearings, all of these words are not just words. They're practices, they're actual practices, you know, practicing grounding. I have a playlist for that. Practicing shielding, practicing cutting cords routinely if you have energetic ties to people that you are now experiencing their pain and their suffering, to keep your own energies intact and healthy and well. Because mission one of this U movement that started as the Unfuckening Movement is save yourself. You cannot save other people. You cannot. It's like the law of free will. And so we have to learn as empaths, as light workers, as healers, if you're called into healing work, that yes, you can help and assist people that come to you and ask for help, but if they don't come to you and ask for help, you need to step back. So energetically, you are protected, you are safe, you are clear, because otherwise you open yourself up to a lot of negative energy. And on this awakening path, your energy is so important, and you need to keep it clear and purified and cleansed and all of these things. And like, I'm so hypersensitive now compared to the way I was 5 years ago, when I had all these buffers and numbers and food and fat and everything. You know, I had a giant shield of fat around my body. And now I'm like hypersensitive, and so it's even more imperative to do what you need to do to keep yourself protected from things outside of yourself. Otherwise, you can't let, no matter how much you love somebody, you cannot let them pull you down. You cannot let them destroy you in saving them. If saving somebody else is causing you destruction and pain and you have to cut the cord. If you want a good cord cutting, Steve Noble, he does loads. Steve Noble does all kinds of guided meditations. I highly recommend him. He's here on YouTube. They're absolutely brilliant. I can put a link for the one that I use every single day in this, and it's helping. It is helping. So that's my update. I'm feeling like I've had quite a breakthrough after being pulled down under to have my head hit with anvils until I got the message, which is, you cannot control it. You did not cause it, and you cannot cure it. I got the message. I hope you get the message too. Peace out.